This is the World Pension Summit 2015. It's brought together professionals from across the pension landscape, pension funds, asset managers, academics and advisors. They're here in The Hague to discuss how to build better pensions. We need new ideas, new ways of saving, because the pension landscape is changing.
The pension landscape is changing due to changing demographics.
People are getting married later, they're having kids later, they're having fewer children, they're living longer, they'd like to retire earlier, and on top of that, the economies aren't growing in the West the way that they used to.
Defined benefit pension schemes are being closed in favor of DC schemes. We see pension funds struggling with their funding rate as a result of low interest rates. We see pension funds being more and more placed in a glass ball. Everything they do, they need to justify their actions with respect to ESG, being transparent on costs and what type of manager they hire, basically everything.
When you have all these factors coming together, it's putting major pressure on all of the world's pension systems.
Since the financial crisis, they've seen that return on investment is really down. It's not as it used to be. So they have to take measurements in either the pension scheme, the tax regimes, and also to make people aware that they should save also for their own pension pot and don't rely on governmental institutions and other social security areas. So do it yourself is one of the main tasks for people in general.
People think about their pensions more often, think and ask questions about their pensions to their employers. So I think we are improving in that respect quite a lot.
Employers also themselves need sometimes to understand better how it works, what the differences are between a DB and a DC. So many people are talking about it, but I think not so many know what it is about. For example, a DC where everyone thinks that a DC is without risk.
People used to think, well, DB is big and complicated, DC stands for don't care, right? We put them in and they run themselves. And we're finding with things like the ABB lawsuit case in the United States, that's just not the case.
Due to the financial market today, DC is still something you need to monitor in a very detailed way.
Even with defined contribution plans, companies are exposing themselves to risks, litigation risks, reputational risks, the risk that their employees won't have enough money at retirement in order to retire, and they'll have to stay on, or it causes a whole bunch of workforce management issues.
Last but not least, regulation is, I wouldn't say enforcing itself, but it's pretty stringent.
More severe controls and measures that have to protect, of course, us as consumers, as pensioners.
I think that is a very important drive towards more quality, more structural thinking and improvement of what pension funds should be doing with regards to their asset allocation, with regards to their vocation, what they want to put into the long-term investment objectives.
And I think that's a great setting, but on the other hand, it should not be an overkill, so we should manage this in a very prudent way and balance more, make it workable for pension funds, but also have the benefits for the consumers being very well protected by the authorities.
Because it's all for the benefits of participants. Pension is not a hobby, it's a profession, and pension funds should be professional.